Freuden! Freuden! Public domain, everybody. The music's got to be from public domain now. I got in trouble last time for having music that wasn't in the public domain. I got in trouble for multiple things, I think. But so now you're gonna get it's gonna sound like a Stanley Kubrick movie on Pokersesh for the near future, as long as this lasts. It's gonna sound a lot like a Stanley Kubrick movie because I gotta find music that's in the public domain. So you might be getting a healthy dose of Beethoven, Ludwig van. Get this show started here in a minute. Happy Sam. Hello, Happy Sam in the chat. Hello to everybody on YouTube and everybody at Twitch. All right. We're on the 6 o'clock hour now. Maybe we should fire this puppy up. Anybody want to call in? 516-259-9515. You'll be put live on Pokersesh, the public domain show. We are in the public domain. Everything is free. Yeah, man. Everything's free, man. Doesn't make any sense to me. The whole, like, why I can't just play whatever song I want doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. Radio station, they play whatever the fuck song they want. I would understand, you know. Maybe if I was making money doing this, you know. I don't think this show is not monetized, so whatever. Boom, ba-ding, ba-dong, ba-ding, bong-dong. All right, let's start the show. There we go. That's it. There we go. Feel free to call in live on Pokersesh. Phone lines are now open. 516-259-9515. Stanley Kubrick edition of Pokersesh. Anything you want to talk about under the sun. Gambling, investing, I don't know, whatever you want, call in. Or you can write in the chat, but the problem with writing in the chat is I can't barely read it. It's so tiny. Like this guy, Happy Sam, he said hi. That's the first thing. So anyway, yeah, last week, apparently my show got taken down for playing Lee Perry. Lee Perry's long dead, by the way. So it must be his estate or something. Didn't want me playing this Lee Perry song, Roast Fish and Cornbread. Which, like I was saying, it makes no sense to me. The song is free on YouTube. It's free. Anyone can listen to it. What the fuck difference does it make whether somebody else plays it or whether I play it? Now, I understand if I was making money on this show. I understand that. Like, if this show was monetized, then Lee Perry or whoever I play should get a cut of the money. I agree. Like, here's an example. If I do a 100-minute show and 3 minutes of that show is Metallica, and I do, I get paid $100. It's monetized by YouTube. I get paid $100. $3 should go to Metallica. I'm 100% fine with that. $3 should go to Metallica. If I do a 100-minute show, I make $100. 3 minutes of the show is Metallica. $3, 3% of that show should go to Metallica. But if I'm doing a 100-minute show and making $0 fucking dollars, well, then you can have your 3% of zero. At this point, I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing the musicians a favor because I am getting music out there that people may or may not have heard before. I'm getting paid nothing for it. There's no monetization. I mean, there's no monetization on YouTube. I'm getting paid nothing from YouTube for it. So, I'm doing them a favor. Why the fuck would there be a rule set up where my content gets taken down for playing music where I'm having no fucking monetization? And it's not music that is not already free on the site. It's already free on the fucking site. If you don't want it free, don't put it on the site. It just makes no fucking sense. Like the very first show I played, Agent Orange, I got more than one person contacting me saying, like, what was that band you were playing? What was that band you were playing? They never fucking heard Agent Orange before. Who the fuck would have ever heard of Agent Orange? Early 80s California punk band, Southern California punk band. I'm doing them a favor. Why the fuck would that get taken down? Why would you not want me to play that music? And if like I said, I don't want it for free. If I'm getting money, if there's a monetization of this show on YouTube, whatever percentage of this show that I play your music, you should get that money. I want you to get that money. But I'm getting fucking no monetization, zero. so you can have your percentage of 0. Jesus, like, it's just so dumb. The problem is it's just dumb. How long do you know your poker? How long do you know your poker? I mean, I guess since I started playing poker, I mean, what the fuck? I'm an old man. I've known poker for a long time. Feel free to call in 516-259-9515. Phone lines are open, chat's open. I got to tell you guys, if you're watching on Twitch, I do not see the chat. So if you want to, I see people every week and they write questions or comments in the chat at Twitch, but I can't see Twitch. It's too complicated for me to open so many windows. So then the people on Twitch are asking questions or making comments, and then they're like, oh, he's ignoring us or whatever. I'm not ignoring you. I just don't fucking know. It's like, listen, you can just dial the fucking number. I mean, give me a break. It's not like I'm trying to ignore anybody. You can dial the number and we can discuss anything under the sun that you want to discuss. I do not screen the calls, If Monarch wants to call in and yell the N-word, Monarch can call in and yell the N-word. He did it on the first show. I think I'm pretty sure that was him. I don't screen the calls, so it's like, don't say like, oh, you're ignoring our questions on Twitch. I'm not ignoring shit. I mean, you can call in and say whatever the hell you want. Phone lines are open. So anyway, those are the two things I had to discuss early. Why the show isn't on YouTube last week is because of music, probably. I mean, it could have been something else, but I think it was music. And why I can't play music makes no fucking sense. 0 sense. Nobody is going to be able to explain that to me. Let's see who else we got here. Mike Daly says, hey, nice video in phone. I never call. I'm on phone. Oh, you're on your phone. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. If you're on your phone listening to the show, you can still call. You're not supposed to be listening to the show when you call anyway. Otherwise, it'll get feedback or whatever. Mike Daly says, I'm playing Club WPT 8:30 tournament. Nice. Great. I'm commenting just to get algorithms going. Oh, thank you. I don't know how that works, but thank you for getting the algorithms going. Plus, see if I can get number 1. You get number 1. I don't know what that means, but I'm giving it to you. I am awarding you right now with number 1. All right. So, thank you everybody in the chat. Somebody called in and then they hung up. Don't call in and hang up. If you call in, stay on the line so at least I can answer it. Or maybe your call just dropped. I don't know. Maybe the call just dropped. All right. Let's see here. 516-259-9515. Pokersesh. I got a number 2. Ha ha ha. I'm phone shy. Oh. Mike Daly's phone shy. What can I do? What can you do? You guys phone shy. What can you do? What I was going to do tonight was, like last week, I did a gift to World Poker Tour. I did a gift to them because, I went on there and I signed up and I sort of troubleshooted their site for them, right? I pointed out to them that there wasn't a deposit button. Which is odd. Took me a long time to deposit the money because I had no clue what button to push. There wasn't a deposit button. So I pointed out to them, the most important thing if you're running a for-profit gambling site is a giant fucking red button that says deposit. Just like when you walk into a casino, one of the first things you see is the cage, where you get money, you get chips, blah, 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 blah. They don't hide it. It's right in the middle of the casino, So I did a little troubleshooting for them last week on Ways to make their site better. I did. I deposited some money. I got to go play some hands now. Got to go play some hands. Mike Daly says he's going to face his fears. Yeah, call in. Face your fears. Have some fun. There is no other poker calling show. None. Zero. This is it. There are some poker shows that pretend to be calling shows, but they screen the calls and they talk to the people beforehand. They know what the person's going to say. It's all very scripted, yada, yada, yada. This is the only live, unscripted, uncensored call-in show, gambling call-in show on the planet Earth, as far as I know. And it has always been this way going back to the original Pokersesh. So the way that the show works is, if you don't be phone shy, feel free to call in. Nick Vertucci, new scum signed the sweepstakes bet in Cali. New scum signed the sweepstakes bill in Cali. Okay, Nick, but what does that mean? I mean, what is that? New scum signed the sweepstakes ban in Cali. I assume that's true. But I mean, World Poker Tour is still up. If you got new information, if World Poker Tour is off the air, Nick, feel free to call in and tell me that it's off, the World Poker Tour is shut down. As far as I know, World Poker Tour is running today. So what do you want me? I don't know what else to tell you about that. They just changed their business model from sweepstakes coins to whatever they're called now. Training coins. And I guess if they ban training coins, they'll change it to something else. Pink hearts, yellow moons, orange clovers, blue diamonds. You get it. You get the way this works. They'll just keep outrunning the law, I guess. Do you know Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got engaged? Yes, sir. I think everyone on the planet knows that, whether you want to know it or not. Let's see here. So anyway, just change your address on your router. Apparently, these are ways to play online. I don't know if you're not supposed to be playing online. I don't know anything about that shit. If I'm not allowed to play online, I'm not going to play online. If I'm allowed, I'm going to, play a little bit. I don't want to. The problem with playing on an illegal site is then when you go to cash out and you don't get your money, you can't whine like a bitch, You were playing on an illegal site. You chose to play illegally. If you go then and try to cash out and you don't get your money, I don't give a fuck about all your whining. Like, I'll see people on, Reddit or 2+2, and they'll be like, oh, I went to this site and I was playing on this site out of Nairobi, Kenya or something, the Seychelles, and then I went to cash out and I didn't get my money. It's like, who fucking cares? Why the fuck would I care that you didn't get your money? You're playing on a site in a fucking illegal site in a foreign country. Of course you're not going to get your fucking money. So, I mean, it has to be at least somewhat legal because, I guess if you live in buttfuck nowhere, you have no choice. But, if you live in the United States, there's a whole shit ton of casinos where you can go and play poker. So, if there's a whole shit ton of casinos where you can go and play poker, why the fuck would you play on an illegal gambling site, As far as I know right now, World Poker Tour Gold is legal. That's as far as I know right now. It's legal. So, if it's illegal, somebody call in and tell me, because as far as I know, it's legal. I deposited money on there with my regular American credit card, so seems legal to me. Phone lines open, 516-259-9515. When did you start streaming? I started, wait, we got a call here. Let's admit this call. Let's see what's going on here. Anonymous, you're on Pokersesh. What's up?
What's up, brother?
Not much. Just chilling. How you doing?
Not much. Uh, I don't know, just calling in for some bullshit poker sesh talk. You
All
know,
right. What do you got to add here?
well, more home game stuff than I like to talk about the home games because I can't get into the local casino. I don't know, I got a problem over there. I don't know if you ever ran into things like that, but home games. Speaking of home games, you ever played with that guy, Agent Zero Gilbert?
Oh, I'm sure I've played with. Is he in Los Angeles?
Oh, the basketball guy. Yeah, you know,
Oh,
didn't he get
Gilbert.
banned?
Oh, you're talking about Gilbert Arenas. Yeah. Yeah.
You played in his
No, I didn't.
clubhouse?
I never played in his private game. I played with him at the casino before.
He ever asked you to play at his game?
No, he wasn't soliciting any. He didn't strike me as the type of guy who solicited people to play in his game. I think he had hosts
Super
for
private?
that. Huh?
It was super private, invite only.
Yeah, of
Yeah, just
course.
like walk in.
No, you couldn't just walk in. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was so private that like a guy like me couldn't get an invite if I like pushed it. But like, why would I want an invite to a game where they're raking four big blinds a hand? What good does that
Is that
do?
what they do?
Yeah, that was basically the
It
rake.
could be super juice though. I mean, you said yourself you've played in these like NFL, you can't fold pre-flop games. Like those are juicy ass games. I'd
Uh,
pay four big blinds to be in that game, probably.
when you're young, it seems like you'd pay four big blinds to play in it, but as time goes by, you realize it's just not worth it. It's a waste of time. The four big blinds a hand is unbeatable, and almost regardless of the level of play, because the level of play is never exactly as bad as you think it is. Are the players bad? Yes, but they also are have deep pockets and can be very tough in certain situations. Number one. Number two, you're never the only guy there trying to pick up that money. The host is bringing in other people, other professional poker players as his sort of like horses in the game, to make sure that the game stays juiced up too. So he bankrolls a couple of tough players in the game too, usually as seat fillers, basically. If obviously if a VIP player shows up, they get up. They have a phone call to take or something, or they decide to go get a blowjob from the hostess. No, but you it's not it's fool's gold. A four big blind rake game is fool's gold. It never turns out the way that you think it's going to turn out. You have to have a deal with the host. If you can get a deal with the host, then that's a completely different story. The problem with most of these deals with the host is they're not very beneficial to you. The host always just, I guess they are if you're broke. If you're broke, they're beneficial to you because the host wants to put you in the game. He basically wants to control everything that you do. He puts you in the game. He doesn't give a fuck. He knows you're going to play tough because you want your cut of the money at the end of the night. You don't want your cut just to be zero every night. It doesn't do you no good. And he knows it's a free roll for him because he's raking the shit out of the game. So he gets to tell you what to do, basically. If you want to be an employee of some, guy guy from the old country who runs a poker game, then
Which old country is this? The Israel or the Italy one?
it's usually Israel or Armenia or
Or both?
something like this.
Armenia is the old country?
Huh?
Armenia is the old country?
Oh yeah, in Los Angeles it is.
You know
Um,
Big Harry. I've only played with Little Harry. You know Little Harry too? I think he's an LA guy, right?
I know every Harry. I know all the Harrys. Little Harry and I
Isn't there
had a
a
long
Little Harry?
relationship.
I played with him in AC one time. I think his name was Little Harry.
Yeah, he's little. Yeah, there's Big Harry and there's Little Harry. Big Harry is big and Little Harry is little.
Is Bear Jew Armenian? I don't
No,
really know these guys. You know him.
no, Bear Jew's Israeli. Israeli.
Oh, he's not Armenian? Okay. You gave me an Armenian.
You can't tell.
But what else was I going to ask about?
It's just like furry guys. What are they? Turkish, Armenian, Israeli? I don't fucking know. Furry dudes.
I guess how much is too much can you take in the home game when it comes to like craziness? If people are like getting rowdy and spilling beers, is it even worth playing if the game is super juice?
If the
Or just like
if you have a good deal, there's no
no deal? There's no deal. It's just
if you
go
have
up
no
and play or don't play.
if you have no deal, don't put up with anything. Like what the fuck? If they're raking four big blinds a hand, you can't beat the game
Two and a half.
anyway. Huh?
2.5 big blinds.
On your game, they're raking 2.5 big blinds.
Yeah, 2.5. It's not 4.
2.5 is might be doable if the game is really juicy. I mean, at that point, at that point, you just have to decide like how annoying the people are compared to how much you need the money. You know, if you, if you don't need the money, then don't put up with any annoying bullshit. But if you need the money, you got to put up with everything. You know, it's like if you're a hooker sitting over at the bar at the Bellagio outside the poker room, and you need the money, you're gonna take whatever scummy guy walks up to you. But if you don't, but if you're doing pretty good on your rent this month, you know, maybe you're only gonna go for the cream of the crop, or you're gonna raise your price or whatever. I mean, that's sort of like a poker player, sort of the same thing. How much are you gonna put up with for the money?
Up. All right, I know another question I was going to ask you too. Since I'm just a low stakes donk,
Right.
I don't know how much low stakes experience you have, but what kind of like slang funny terms do you got for like bet sizes that rhyme with each other, like fody shody, or like 15 to get in between? You know any like good funny names to call bet sizes? I'm serious, because that goes a long way with keeping the game friendly, especially if you become a dealer down the road somehow or another. You want to keep the game friendly and people laughing at it. So any names like that, you know, for bet sizes between $1 and $100?
If there's a chance you're going to become a dealer down the road later, I suggest keeping a gun at your bedside. No, I can't even imagine a worse fate of going from poker player to poker dealer. But it does. It happens all the time. You're right about that.
It pays the bills, and you always win every time. You never lose as a dealer.
No, it's the opposite. You never win. You always lose.
Oh.
Yes, you
win the tips.
You get a
hourly wage.
Yeah, you get the tips, but come on, you can get it. There's a lot of ways to make a living. I don't know. I guess whatever. If you like whatever somebody likes, I'm not gonna tell them. Me personally, I would last the dealer like 1 millisecond. That's how long I'd last the dealer. 1 millisecond. Listen. I mean.
Not
Yeah.
even as a dealer perspective, as a player's perspective, it's good to have a funny name to say with your bet so that people.
Yeah,
like you just laughed at Fody Shouty, for example.
Yeah,
like,
Fody Shouty.
Shouty.
That was the first guy who said that all the time. I remember his name was Q, Vietnamese guy named Q. He always said Fody Shouty, like we were playing $50 anti-bomb pots, so there's like 400 in there right? And then he would always lead into the $400 pot for $40, right? And he'd go Fody Shouty. It was like a sort of an interesting leverage play because it really does put a ton of leverage. It has, the tiny bet has a ton of leverage. I mean, it's the classic sort of like buying information that they say to never do in poker, but buying information is a lot different in a game where the amount of money in the pot is one big blind and one small blind than if the amount of money in the pot is basically 9 big blinds. So like there's just so much more money in the pot. I'm not going to say that it was technically sound, but this guy is a smart gambler, and he always threw in these little tiny.
The Vietnamese guy.
Vietnamese guy named Q. He always threw in the Fody Shouty. Fody Shouty. He plays in Texas now, I think. Really nice guy. Tough player. Nice guy, tough player. But
how about rest in peace, Bruce Parker? You ever play with that guy?
Bruce, the guy from Commerce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I played with Bruce. Yeah, for sure.
He's the best. Rest in peace. That guy. He was my favorite to play with.
Yeah. Bruce is epic.
Everyone loved that guy, right?
Oh, everybody loved him. Yeah. Everyone loved Bruce.
No one said a bad word about that guy.
No. Never.
I can't think of a bad word to say about it myself.
No, never. Not under any circumstances.
Never under any circumstance. The man with the gold is the golden rule makes the rules, right?
Yeah, you got to play by the golden rule. He had the gold. We played by the rules.
Mm-hmm. He made a lot of rules, that guy, probably. No, I never really got in a spot where he was making rules, but if anyone's making rules, probably that guy can make some rules.
Yeah, every now and then a guy like that, even if they're the nicest guy and the quietest guy in the world, they ask for something. I remember I was playing with what's his name? My brain is fucking mush. Rich, this guy Rich. Everyone knew him. Tall guy, 6'6" probably, white hair, Hawaiian shirt. Never out. Just lost every time. Every fucking session lost. Didn't give a shit. He didn't want to win really, because if it got to the very end of the session, he would just start pushing him blind. So like he was just trying. It was like a real gambling punishment thing for himself. It was sort of like a sadomasochist thing, I guess.
What was this guy's name? I mean, I know what I'm talking about.
Rich.
Rich?
Yeah, everyone in commerce knows him.
He's still around?
He's probably dead. That would be my guess. He had so many health issues, but who knows? Maybe he's still kicking around. But anyway, one time he folded his hand, it goes in the muck, and it was not very retrievable. It wasn't really retrievable. But he said, "Hey guys, I just made a big mistake, and I think I folded a hand that I want to raise here. I wasn't paying attention. I was getting drinks. This was pre-flop." He says, "I think, there was like a raise, a 3-bet. It was going to be a very big pot." And he goes, "Guys, I just made a big mistake. I'm gonna whisper can I just whisper the 2 cards into the floor person's ear? And if they pull..."
I've seen this move at a 2-5 game one time, and they let it slide. I think they pulled them out. But is that what happened?
Yeah, basically he whispers into the floor person's ear. The floor person pulls. This is Hold'em we were playing at this time. The floor person pulls like 3 or 4 cards, and 2 of them are the ones that he said. So he goes, "Yeah, that's the cards right there. That's the cards." So normally this would never, ever, ever be allowed under any fucking circumstances. But basically, because it was a group of regulars that played in this game, and they knew Rich, and they understood what he's like, and they know that he's as honest as day is long, and he's not ever trying to run an angle or take your money. He's just, whatever. He's probably had drank like 11 fucking Johnny Walker Blues. So they give the 2 cards back to him, and he says, "I'm all in." Everybody, it comes all the way around, fold. The guy who had 3-bet has ace king, and he's just like, "Rich, I should just fucking look you up here. But I don't know. You were so adamant. You never seem to care about anything." And so he folds ace king, and then Rich shows 2-3 of clubs. And the thing is, none of it was an angle. It was all true. He was 100%. It was just 100% true. He just wanted to ship it with 2-3 of clubs because you got to remember, the floor person showed him like 4 cards, and he picked out the 2-3 of clubs. I don't know what the other cards that were. The other 2 cards could have been aces for all I know. He said, "Nope, he whispered in her ear what the 2 cards were. When she lifted up the cards, the 2 cards that he said were in those 4 cards. So he must have whispered in her ear, 2-3 of clubs." She picks up the fucking cards and shows, because it was very mucked. It wasn't just like a little bit mucked. It was mucked. It was just chucked right into the middle of the fucking muck. She picks up the cards, and sure enough, 2-3 of clubs is in the 4 fucking cards she picks up. He picks out the 2-3 of clubs and just says, "I'm all in." And so, there's special rules for everybody. There's special rules. If you're smart in poker, there's special rules for everybody.
That is a smart play.
No, but he wasn't making a play. There was no play. There was zero play. He had thought
Sounds like a
to,
play.
no, he had thought, I 100% guarantee you this. He thought to himself,
I'm here to gamble.
yeah, exactly. Because a lot of times he shows him blind. He doesn't even look. The fact that he looked at his cards was amazing. So he had said to himself, when it gets back around to me, I'm going to ship, right? Then the cocktail waitress, somebody came with his drink. He wasn't thinking, and he threw his cards in the muck. Then he said, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I want those cards back. But he didn't want them back because he had a good hand or because he was making a play. He just wanted the cards back because he wanted to ship. It was like $3,600 he ships in. This was a 5-5-10 game. And he says, I'm all in, 3,600 bucks, whatever. And everybody ends up folding, and then he's like, 2-3 of clubs, I knew this hand was going to win, or whatever. But nobody even cared. Nobody even cared for 1 second. It's just like, there's Rich. That's Rich. That's what Rich does. There's like basically a 0% chance he's leaving the casino with money, so what fuck difference does it make? Anyway.
Sounds like a snap call days, hangman.
The guy should have called. He really should have. He was a nitty player. I mean, I don't think he wanted to go broke right then. And because the hand was so weird, he just assumed, like, why would this guy call the floor? This guy, Rich has never called the floor in his life. Calls the floor, digs the cards out. Why would he do that for anything less than like queens, or aces or kings or another ace king?
But he's 13 Johnny Walkers deep and he never lives with money. It sounds like there's a little bit more to the read than...
Yeah, well, I would have snap called, of course. And most of the other players would have too. When we saw the guy fold, we're like, oh my God, you're so dumb. But, it is what it is. For some people, they're taking a shot or whatever. They're on a short roll. $3,600 is a lot of money, For other people, it isn't. So, it just depends on where you're at in life. I mean, if you're about to become a poker dealer, maybe that's a lot of money.
So I guess the bankroll question then on that note, say for example, you're taking, not taking, that's a bad word, I don't want to use that word. Let's use a different word. You're betting with someone and you have a small edge.
Yeah.
What kind of bankroll do you need? How many units or bets you think you need? If they're just an average ploppy plop, you want 100, you want 1,000, you need 10,000 units. How many units do you think to be safe?
So guys,
so they don't bust you?
Listen, you just need enough units to it depends, everything depends. Like, you could use the Kelly criterion, and if you have a 5% advantage on the bet, you don't risk more than 5% of your bankroll. That's Kelly criterion. Or you can use real world considerations, Like you only have a 5% advantage on the bet, but you have money coming in, so you're not worried about sleeping on the streets. And so you take as big a bet as they possibly can make. Or maybe you don't have shit for fucking money and you are worried about sleeping on the streets or becoming a poker dealer, which is probably worse than sleeping on the streets. And so then maybe you only bet 1% of your bankroll. So there's mathematical ways of doing it, and then there's real world ways of doing it. I mean, personally, for me, if the money doesn't, I'll bet any amount up until the point where the money is going to change my life. Once the money becomes life changing, then you have...
So what percent of your net worth or bankroll would you say is it life-changing? At a 5%, 10%, 20? I mean, I guess it depends on the point of your life.
It depends on the point.
Probably not more than 5% is pretty high.
It depends on the point you're in your life, number one. Number two, it depends on, what else you could have done with the money, too. So, like, what other options you have with the money. Sometimes it's like, okay, I got a 5% advantage. Should I just bet? And I got money coming in. Should I just bet it all? Well, what if you bet it all and lose, and now you're waiting for your money to come in for 15 days, and you have to give up on 10 opportunities where you have a 10% advantage? You want to keep a little in the tank, Also, life-changing money works both ways. Is it life-changing money that's going to make you extra happy and change your life in a good way? Or is it life-changing money that's going to make you extra sad and change your life in a bad way? And winning money almost never changes, at least for most people I know, and for me, 100%. Winning money never changes my life in a good way as much as losing it changes me in a bad way. It's just, that's the way I'm wired. Like, if I make a bet and I win $10,000, let's say, I don't even care. It's like, whatever. Fucking who cares? It doesn't even register. I think about it up until the time I collect the money, and I never think about it again. But if I make a bet and I lose $10,000, I'm going to think about that fucking shit for a week, right? So, I would I don't, it makes me very risk averse because I just fucking hate losing. It's not like the money actually changes anything about my life. I just hate fucking losing. Losing just like annoys the shit out of me on sports bets, I guess is what we're talking about here. In poker,
No, definitely not that.
or what well, I'm talking about sports bets here, or other.
That's what you could talk about, yeah.
I hate it. It tilts the fucking shit out of me when I know I'm a favorite and I lose. When I know I'm a favorite and I lose, it fucking tilts the shit out of me in sports bets, where you're always just a favorite. The guy calls you up, he says, he says, what's the line on the Lakers game? You already fucking know he's taking the Lakers 100% of the time. The line is Lakers -6.5. You tell him Lakers -7. He takes the fucking game regardless. He doesn't fucking care. He's a homer. And then he wants to make a way bigger bet than he normally makes. You fucking accept it, and then you fucking lose it. See, that's the type of thing I was like, fucking A. That's the type of thing that will tilt me for a little while. Poker, it never tilts me, but like in sports, sometimes when I let a guy make an extra large bet, way above like what I guess you would call Kelly criterion, and then they fucking hit it, I'm just like, why the fuck? Always, whenever they fucking show up to bet 5 times the size of bet that they ever made in their entire fucking life, they hit it. Even when I fucking shaved the line on them by a half point. But I mean, we're not talking about actual dollars here. Obviously, we're talking about training coins. Just like WPT Gold, who sponsors this great show. I only gamble with training coins. I would never gamble with actual money. Just training coins. Do you think that worked? Do you think that gets me off the hook?
Were you staking for WPT?
Huh?
I'm a good player.
Will I stake
Would you
you?
staking for WPT online? I'm a good player.
Oh, fucking hell no. Give me a fucking break.
You wouldn't stake me? I can show you my graph.
You can show me your graph. You can show me your cock. You can show me your
No, not my cock.
you can show me your gaped asshole. You can show me anything you want. There's no
Just the graph.
no fucking way I'm staking you at WPT Gold. I won't even stake myself.
100% no risk.
How is it 100% no risk?
You remember that guy who used to, I don't want to say his name on there. That's not nice of me. But you know what I'm talking about, 100% no risk guy?
Oh, I don't know.
That was a long time ago. That was like 20 years ago. Wonder how he's going. But anyways, I had a 2-part question that I'm probably going to have to hang up. But what about dice? I know you said you advantage play on the slots and you advantage play on black 21 and all that. What about dice? Can you beat the dice game somehow? Or that shit is just unbeatable?
There's no standard way of being the dice game. It would have to be some real non-standard way with weighted dice or working with the box man or something. No, there's no normal way. I mean, in the old days, you could practice sliding the dice. That shit doesn't work anymore. No, I mean, obviously, where there's a will, there's a way. Especially if you work with a Confederate on the inside, but no, dice is, I would say, it's a lot of work for nothing if you're going to try and beat the dice game.
All right, I'll steer clear of dice. Follow-up question on that is Archie Carras. You ever play cards with that guy?
No, I saw him. I saw him at the Commerce when he was broke. No fucking money. Not like $1 to his name. I think he was like basically begging people to put him in like a nooner tournament. But I never played with him during his like heyday.
He beat Dice, didn't he? For a while.
Well, yeah, anybody can beat anything for a while, you know. Yeah, he beat Binions out of millions of dollars. He had every $5,000 chip in the casino at one point. That's how the story goes. They had to go like Benny Binion or Becky Binion or one of the kids that was running it had to go to him to ask him for 5K chips to use in the casino. Um, but of course he was just a fish on a heater. And when you're a fish on a heater and you can't stop, it all goes back to zero. But you know what? That's what they want. They want it to go to zero. It's about the pain, you know? That's what gambling addiction is about, the pain. It's about punishing yourself. So they don't stop until they get the full punishment, you know? Um, it's a sick addiction, so and that's the way it always ends.
Let's see. Just one other final thing that comes to mind. I know you talk a little about golf, you like betting and stuff. I mean, listen, if I've never golfed a single day in my life on an 18-hole course,
Right.
how do I start with like? Oh, I want to get right into betting golf. Like, what kind of handicap do I start throwing at people? Like, listen, I've literally never played 18 in my life, but I'll bet you. Give me how many strokes handicap? Like, how do you come up with something like that?
Well, you have to go play secretly and figure out what you're going to shoot. No,
Secret. So that's what they call it, hustling, because
yeah,
nobody's honest.
yeah. It's a hustle. If you want to hustle somebody, you got to hustle. You got to sort of know, and then if you sort of know, then you can make a bet, and you're not going to like skin them, but you can shear them a little. See how many times you can shear them. If somebody really if there's somebody always talking, you got to have somebody with a big ego who's talking smack a lot at your private game or whatever about golf, who will 100% believe you've never touched a club before. And
I've touched them. I've never done 18. I've done maybe 9 a few times as a kid, but never know 18.
well, then you just got to know, like listen, if you got a guy who's like a blowhard and he thinks that he's good at golf or whatever, you can hustle him. You can say, listen, you might be good at golf, but you're not an athlete. I'm an athlete. This is how you start a conversation like that. I mean, you can say, listen, I am obviously better than you in any fucking sport you can think of. I'm within a short period of time, I could probably be better than you at golf too. And I've never fucking touched a club because I'm an athlete and you're not an athlete. So I'm tired of hearing you talk about fucking golf. This is how you start a conversation and you get yourself some action on golf. All right?
I guess.
Yeah, you're the one who wanted to do it. I'm just trying to help you out.
I hear you. I don't know. I mean, you gotta secretly play 18. That's cheating. I don't want to like lie to the guy. I want to be honest. You know, I got a reputation.
Okay, well, if you want to be honest, then just tell him, then just go play for fun.
I guess there's nothing DJ and fun about that with no money on the line.
Okay, just then fucking play the first 9 holes for fun and then get an idea of where you guys are both at and then bet on the second 9 holes.
The second half bet.
Yeah, second half
Classic
bet.
second. And the line doesn't come out until you did the first 9, until halftime.
Yeah, you play the first 9, you get an idea of where you're both at, and then you make a line for the second 9 based on what happened on the first 9.
That's brilliant. That's the way to do it. Yep. Never thought of that one.
Of course it's fucking brilliant. Everything I say is brilliant. Even the parts you ignore.
Never ignore.
All right, take it easy, my man.
All right, you have a good one, Tim.
Okay, later.
Yeah.
There he goes. Whoever, anonymous. There goes anonymous. Phone lines open. 516-259-9515. What do we got going on in the chat? Nick, Kevin Clarkson's in the chat talking about giraffe, whatever the fuck that means. Great. Somebody else says great WPT content. Absolutely, this is great WPT content. Maybe somebody named, I can't tell what it says, Snowman or something. Lyman, serious question. Golf strokes versus poker advantage. I am a decent golfer. I play a lot of golf with a bunch of guys I play poker with. They are all professional poker players. Play for Okay. Whatever you were saying cut off. So why don't you just call me and we can talk about it if you want. Feel free to give me a call. Whatever you wrote in chat cut off, so I can't answer your question. So feel free to call in. Whatever your name is, Snevman, something like Snevman. However, when we play poker, they give me no handicap. How can we make this fair? Oh, okay. You wrote it in a subsequent post. So they're professional poker players, and they don't give you a handicap when you play poker. Well, I mean, you can definitely play poker with a handicap. There was a guy who came into Commerce once, or actually a lot of times. What was his name? What the fuck was that guy's name? Had a big tattoo of his name on his neck. Oh. He was a PLO guy. Fucking A. See, this is where I'm getting old and my brain is turning to cheese. Oh, everybody knows this guy's name. Everyone knows this guy. He was like an online legend of PLO, or maybe PLO and Hold'em, in the early days. He had a tattoo on his neck. He went batshit fucking crazy. He was in prison for a while. I mean, everybody fucking knows this guy. God damn it. Why can't I remember his name right now? Oh. It's a classic name, too. It's like fucking right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, he came into Commerce and he said, I'm so much better than any live poker player that I'll play anybody heads up and you can have an extra card. Okay? So he just gets obliterated, destroyed for maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then he says, okay, I gave you guys too big of an advantage. I'll play anyone heads up and you can have the button every time. And then he gets obliterated for another few $100,000 and then he gives up and disappears. So you can give your opponent a handicap. I mean, you can get a handicap. No, not Victor, not Stealth Monk. Although that's exactly what Stealth Monk would have done. No, it wasn't Victor, it wasn't Stealth Monk. Tattoo on the neck. And so, yeah, tell him to give you the button every time. Tell him to give you one extra card. I don't know. Ask for whatever you think you can get. All right, Snebman played my PLO game. Good. Nice that you remember. Hope you had fun. I sat with you in the production booth for Wayne's first bracelet. Oh, well. It wasn't Viffer, although Viffer is a very, very good guess. A very good guess. But it's not Viffer either. And, God, I'm telling you guys, everybody knows this dude. My brain is just fucking Swiss cheese. Like, I don't have anything left in it. There's nothing left in my head. Viffer's very fucking good guess, and that's something Viffer might have done too. So those were both good guesses. So just pretend it was Viffer or Stealth Monk, because both of those guys would have fucking done the same thing. Oh yeah, you fucking live poker players suck. I'll give you an extra card to play 100K freeze out. I'll give you the button every time. We'll play 100K freeze out. All right. Phone lines open 516-259-9515. I like talking to the chat, but I would rather just talk. I'd rather just have you call in. It's easier for me to have you call in and talk to the chat. Talking to the chat is fun, obviously. And again, for the people watching on Twitch, the reason why I'm not talking to you is because I can't read the chat on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch, call in. Why the fuck do you want me to talk to you in the chat when you can just call in? 516-259-9515. No, not devilfish. Fucking now that's a dumb guess, Kevin. You had some good guesses. Stealth Monk was a good guess. Viffer was an amazing guess. But devilfish is a retarded guess. Devilfish wasn't an online crusher. David Devilfish Uliot. I'll call if you're still on after I go in from jacuzzi. All right, I might be. So anyway, let me see what else we got in the chat here. Let me see, a lot of chat here. A lot for me to keep up with. Bro, you're about to go get a bottle of wine. Looks good. I miss Talia. Nick Vertucci says, I miss Talia. I don't know what Talia is. Says Mike Daly said, who's that guy on the call? I don't know. He called in as anonymous. You can call in as anonymous if you want. I mean, I'm not trying to discover who anybody is. I'm not one of those people who are like, I'm going to call the cops on you if you stop pranking me. Nick Vertucci says, in Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy. Okay, whatever. All right. That's a nice wine. This is 2021 Pine Ridge Merlot. 2021 Pine Ridge Merlot, and it is very good. You know what I was gonna do is okay. We got a call here. Let's take this call first. Caller, you're on Pokersesh.
Yo, what up, Abe?
Oh, it's Kevin. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, what's up? Good. I just got done grocery shopping.
Okay.
What's your opinion on poker pros that always eat out or poker pros that do home cooking?
Okay, listen to me, Kevin. This is not what I want to talk. I put you in charge of the Pokersesh TikTok account, and you haven't posted shit.
I created the platform. I'm busy. I have to cook fould.
You're not busy.
Go shopping.
You're not busy. You're 100% not fucking busy. You do nothing.
I'm a busy young adult. I go to 24-hour fitness every morning. I have to cook and clean and get groceries.
Yeah,
I was busy. I'm sorry, bro. I'll get it done by the end of the week.
No, that's not acceptable. Listen to me.
Okay.
You call in here. You say,
yeah,
you have no friends. You have no women. Okay.
okay.
That's what you said. I
Yeah.
give you the keys to the kingdom. The keys to the kingdom. I allow you to run the Pokersesh TikTok account.
Oh, I'm still running it. It's just going to take a while.
But you're not doing shit. You're doing nothing.
No, you don't see the progress. I created the TikTok. I trademarked the Pokersesh.
No.
I got you a cool Limon avatar. Trust me, by the end of the week, there'll be like 3 snippets. They'll be nice.
Kevin, listen to me. Have you ever heard of a roadie?
Yeah, I think, but please elaborate.
So like,
refresh me.
If you can't be Limon, right? You like a roadie can't be Eddie Van Halen, okay?
You're right. I can't be Eddie or Lyman. You're right.
But if you are a roadie for Eddie Van Halen, you will get blowjobs, okay? Because
I don't think any female viewers listen to your show except Veronica Brill.
no, there was like the other day when I said that the one girl wasn't known for being a chess player, she was known for being cute.
Alex Botez, yeah.
Some women got mad at me, so that means there are women watching the show because those women got mad at me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I took a picture with Alex Botez.
Okay.
I got a picture.
Now imagine, go back in time to when you took that picture with Alex Botez
Yeah.
and add this. Nothing happened, right?
Not yet. No, it was the first picture.
No, nothing fucking happened. She was just annoyed as fuck by you. You had nothing to talk to her about. Imagine going back in time and doing that picture again and saying, "Hey, Alex, I run the Pokersesh TikTok account." Imagine having that fucking swag.
Wow, you're right. That's pretty alpha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
huh.
it's like standing at this backstage door of the fucking Van Halen concert and saying, "I tune Eddie Van Halen's guitar," straight to their knees. Straight to their knees.
Oh my God. You're right, Abe. You're right. You're a genius.
Of course I'm a
I'm gonna
fucking
get so many
genius.
girls. I'm gonna get so many girls off of your Pokersesh clips.
Kevin, if I wasn't married, I would be just buried in puss, okay?
Oh my God. Wait, do you mean like female vagina or pus, like pustules from bacteria?
You know what? Beggars can't be
pus?
beggars can't be choosers, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
You're right.
so Kevin, listen to me. You have been given the keys to the kingdom.
Okay.
Women,
It's on the calendar.
women and men, I'm not going to, transsexuals as well, are going to,
Like Nick Fertucci?
yes,
Nick Fertucci will maybe give me a blowjob?
they are going to DM you on TikTok and be like, hey, is this a Pokersesh, TikTok account? You're gonna be like, yeah. They're gonna be like, hey, can you get me in touch with Limon? And you're gonna say, what's in it for me? Okay?
Okay.
And then, dicka-dicka-doo, bop, 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 bop. Next thing you know, my man Kevin, not a loser anymore.
Oh my God, you're totally right, Abe. You're right. I've got it. I'll get the next one up by tomorrow morning.
Okay, I want a video on that fucking thing by tomorrow morning, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's take another call here. Let's take another call. 323, wait, 352, you're on Pokersesh. 352. What happened to you? I put you on the air. Where'd you go? All right, call back 352. I put you on the air. You disappeared. If Kevin doesn't have a video up by tomorrow on the Pokersesh TikTok, then anybody else who wants to run Pokersesh TikTok can run it. I will fire his ass, and we'll put somebody else in charge who understands the power of being in charge of the Pokersesh TikTok. The power. All right, 352, go ahead and call back. Let's see what's going on in chat. Yeah, everybody in chat, Kevin, is telling you that I gave you the fucking greatest job in the history of the world. It's not even a job. It's a blessing. It's a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah, Kevin. I'm sure you'll understand that. Nick Fertucci is a leader of men. Mike Daly accidentally hung. Well, call back, Mr. Daly, if you accidentally hung up. Hook Kevin up with a woman that used to play on Live at the Bike with braces. Windy. No, I'm telling you. It's a dream situation for him. Kevin, think about all the girls Wayne gets for promoting my stuff. You could be the next Wayne. You could literally be the next Wayne Chang. You're fucking it all up. And I'm not even joking, I will give your job to Nick Vertucci. Nick Vertucci ain't doing jack shit. He's in my chat talking. I will put Nick Vertucci in charge of the fucking Pokersesh TikTok. Yeah. Well, RoboCop, no. RoboCop is, he has things to do. Believe me. That kid's got a lot of things to do. All right. What happened? Okay. Now, another person just called in and hung up. Why are people calling in and fucking hanging up? Just call in, stay on the line, and talk. 516-259-9515. Stop calling in and hanging up. That is a waste of everybody's time. I was going to do something tonight. I was going to do something for people who run poker rooms. Like I was saying last time, I taught the people that run WPT Gold to add a deposit button. I taught them that. There was no deposit button. I told them to add a deposit button. I told them to make it big and red. I don't know whether they've done it, but I taught them that. I have a lot of other information for people who run poker rooms. People have no fucking clue how to run a poker room. I'm not joking right now. Now I'm being serious. People who run poker rooms have no fucking clue how to run a poker room. I know, I'm going to say it right now, and this is 100% true. I know more about running a poker room than anyone on planet Earth. Period. And it's not even fucking close. So I was going to give some advice to people who run poker rooms. And I mean, I'm not talking about like jokey advice. I was going to give some advice to people who run poker rooms that will make poker for everybody better. That will make it poker for everybody a million times better. That will make everybody more money and everybody have more fun. And you guys can't even imagine what I'm going to say. You can't even imagine what I'm going to say. But I know what to do. I have the keys to the kingdom. We want player notes and to be able to multi-table in California on Club WPT Gold. I think you can multi-table in California on Club Gold. I mean, I was told that you can multi-table it at Club WPT.gold. Some topless female, no, not topless female dealers. No, that won't do any good. How do you feel about bad beat jackpots? Okay, this is part of it. Bad beat jackpots is part of it. So, I mean, I just don't know if I want to get into it. I don't know if I want to spend an hour talking about this. I don't know if I want to give all of this secret information to the fucking scumbag fucking morons who run poker rooms. I'm not talking about WPT. I don't consider that a poker room. That's an online thing. They have a whole bunch of other exterior pressures because they're running from the law. I mean, they have to, they just have a lot of exterior pressures. There's a lot of exterior pressures if you're running online sweepstakes site. I'm talking about the people who run brick and mortar poker rooms. They have no fucking clue what they're doing. None. Zero. I ran a game for years. I ran a game for who knows how many years. 2010, 14 years. I ran a game in a casino with multiple tables going every day for 14 years. I know how to fucking run a game. And that is with basically no comps, No girls, nothing. It wasn't like a lie. It was it was in a casino. It could be semi-private at times, but it was in a casino. So there was no sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Not every region of California allows multi-tabling. Okay, I don't fucking know. Lower stakes, chip game, because of the short buy-in structure. Okay, then don't play those. Listen. I know the secret. I don't know that I want to give it to these people. I don't know that I want to give this gold to these fucking morons that run poker rooms, live brick and mortar poker rooms. I get nothing out of it. Nothing. But it doesn't just help them, it helps everybody. It helps everyone in poker if I give this secret information. Somebody says, is this live? Yeah, it's live. Call in right now. 516-259-9515. Yes, this show is live. The phone lines are live and wide open. And there is no screener. So the other guy asked about bad beat jackpots. No, bad beat jackpots are very bad for poker the way that they are structured. I can tell you how to structure them to make them good for poker. But I just don't know if I want to help these fucking morons, these scumbags, these ingrates. The dumbest people on earth run poker rooms. Why do I want to help them? Before, I wanted to help them because I was running a game too and I wanted all that money. I wanted all the money. Now I'm not running a game. I get nothing out of it. Why should I give them this gold? And believe me, it's pure gold. And it's nothing you can't even imagine what it is. You think it's topless girls, free drinks. No, it's nothing like that. It's so inside baseball. And yet when I say it, you will realize that I am God. And I was brought here to this earth to fix fucking poker. So you know what? Now that I've done this huge build-up, I sort of have to get into it. Oh, we got a caller. 602, you're on Pokersesh.
Hey, Limon, it's Snub, man. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother?
I sent you that little chat note. I don't know if you remember me. I played in your game when it was over at the bike about 10 or 15 years ago, and then I played on live at the bike a few times, and then you took me back when Wayne did his first broadcast.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you remember. We had a few beers. I don't know if you remember. Anyway, so I just want to say it's great that the Pokersesh is back on. I remember the one where you guys did from the Dominican Republic. That was my favorite episode of past Pokerseshes.
That was
You remember that when you guys were smoking the cigars?
Well, that was a really long time ago. That's when we were hanging out with the Fuentes family in the Dominican Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good. So I think I don't know where you're going with the best things for poker rooms. I don't think you should share it. I think that's something you can sell. There's a reason that you've been able to host games in every major casino in a poker room in LA.
Right.
Because you drive action. People want to come to your game, and it's not for the game. Right. It is for everything else that's a part of it. It's for the betting on elections, betting on sports, hanging out, having a good time, making connections. Right. It's not about poker. I play every day in the 2040 game out here with Dad, out here at Talking Stick. And it's not about the game. It's about the interaction.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now, that's 100% true. Yes. Poker, for most of the history of poker was a social game. It wasn't fucking dorks grinding out a fucking hourly. It was a social game. And when normal people who make a paycheck come to a casino, they want a social game. So, but
100%. And we need to cater to them.
And normal people don't give a fuck whether they're playing poker or betting on or playing blackjack or playing craps or betting on sports. Normal people come to the casino to fucking gamble, and you got to give them a good gamble. This is something that
And that's 100%.
you have to give them a good. They have to feel like they're getting a good gamble. You do not get a good gamble sitting across from some fucking dork from buttfuck Slovakia who's fucking with the backpack and the fucking bringing his own fucking meals, stinky meals, in the fucking Tupperware to the fucking casino. You're not getting a good gamble from that guy. You need
100%.
People need to feel like if you went to the fucking Wynn casino to play blackjack or craps, and the fucking dealer busted out their fucking nasty ass smelling fucking lunch right at the fucking blackjack table and started munching it, stinky ass fucking lunch out of a backpack, and with a dead stare was munching their fucking lunch with their fucking headphones on with a fucking dead stare while they're dealing you blackjack hands, you would never come back to that place again. Ever. Under any circumstances. And yet, these fucking entitled piece of shit scumbags come here from around the world, from buttfuck fucking Slovakia, and clog up our fucking games. And then all these fucking people, American kids, who should have worked in a cubicle somewhere, now have decided they're going to be a professional fucking poker player. They clog up the fucking games. No. That's not the way it fucking works. This is the reason why the fucking games suck. This is the reason why the games are dying. But that isn't even my advice to poker room managers. That's not my advice to them because they can't control that. I have advice to them that will fucking blow your fucking mind that you've never thought of before. Well, I have secret knowledge, but I don't think I should give it to them. I really don't.
You shouldn't give it to them. It's valuable. You know, when you talked about those guys, you forgot that they order 2 ice waters from the waitress and don't tip.
Of course, yes, and they fucking and they toss a fucking chip to the dealer and ask him to break it, chop that up.
Yeah. You have coins?
Yeah, you got coins? Yeah, exactly. You fucking A. It's just
all right, man. It's good to talk to you. I'm glad the Pokersesh is back on, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got a sponsor. I hope you're doing well, man.
I'm doing fine. This is all just fun and games, but as long as it's fun, I'm gonna keep showing up.
It's very entertaining, and I appreciate it, and I enjoy it. Have a good one, brother.
Thank you, 602. Now that's how you do a phone call. That's how you do a phone call. If anybody else wants to call in, phone line's open, 516-259-9515. Got more stuff in the chat here. Let's see here. Man, it's so hard for me to read this shit. My eyes are going. When you going to break out the cigar? Well, this is like basically like where I admit that I pee sitting down. This used to be my poker room, and so I smoked cigars when I did Pokersesh because I had a poker table in here and I ran games in here, and I could smoke a cigar when I did Pokersesh. But now this is my wife's office and the guest room. And because it's my wife's office and the guest room, I can no longer smoke cigars in here. So basically I've been neutered. Here for some bashing. All right, somebody's here for the bashing. I don't think I was bashing. I just say it the way it is. Thoughts on Brits. This is the same fucking shit. Listen, nobody in America is going to these shitbag countries to clog up their games. Nobody. There's no fucking there isn't like packs of American kids getting on planes and going to fucking buttfuck Slovakia to clog up their fucking games. And if a fucking bunch of American kids were going to some shitbag European countries like Brazil, wink, and going to other shitbag fucking European countries like Argentina, if a bunch of American kids were going to these shitbag European countries like Brazil, Argentina, England, buttfuck Slovakia, I would tell the people who live in these fucking Euro trash countries to fucking throw the Americans out. I would not get those fucking American kids the fuck out of your country. They shouldn't be there clogging up your poker games. I know it goes both ways, but the thing is, no fucking American kids are getting on. There isn't a bunch of fucking autistic American fucking dorks getting on fucking airplanes to fly to fucking buttfuck Slovakia and clog up your poker games. It only goes this fucking direction. It's like, where's Trump when you need him? Trump's a fucking criminal. He's a criminal. He is fucking hangs out with pedophiles. He is a lying sack of shit. The only fucking thing he said was he wasn't going to have any more immigration. So how the fuck do all these fucking Euros get in the poker game? Where the fuck is Trump when you need him? The one fucking time this lying criminal scumbag could actually do the right thing, he's doing nothing. He's busy throwing guys out of the fucking country who are making fucking burritos. I need a burrito. I want a burrito. He's throwing fucking people out of the country who are cleaning toilets. I need somebody to clean a fucking toilet. He's throwing people out of the country who are fucking mowing lawns. I fucking need my lawn mowed. Throw out the fucking people clogging up the fucking poker game. Nobody needs that. No one on earth fucking needs that. Nobody. Throw them out. That's why Trump is completely fucking worthless. The one thing he promises to do that might help somebody, he's not even doing. Bro, your line's gonna go crazy. Yeah, we'll see. People always say that they go, oh, I'm gonna call in and give him a piece of my mind. And then they get scared. They don't call in. They don't give me a piece of their mind. People, people are big talkers in the chat. They're big talkers on the social media. But when it's time to come face to face and dial the phone and actually have a conversation, a lot of times their little balls shrivel up. Their little balls shrivel up. They don't have what it takes. So anyway, fuck God, should I give the secret information? I mean, here, listen, I'm not teasing. I just don't have the energy to do it right now. I don't have the energy to give the secret information is going to take me a half hour or more, 45 minutes. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint and then maybe I'm going to call it a night. Here's the hint. The guy says, what about bad beat jackpots? Are they good for the room? No, bad beat jackpots are not good for the room. And then you're going to say to me, well, what are you talking about? They're not good for the room. When the bad beat jackpot gets really big, a whole bunch of fucking people show up, and that's good for the room. But then when it goes small, all those fucking people leave, they go to the next one. It's not actually good for the room. It's not good for poker. And it's not because you're doing a bad beat jackpot. It's because of the way that the bad beat jackpot is paid out is bad for poker. So when I explain to you why the way the bad beat jackpot is paid out is bad for poker, some of you will be able to extrapolate out the secret information. But you'll never understand the full reach of the secret information. Oh, do I really want to get into this right now? I don't think I do. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Next week, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a primer for pieces of shit scumbags who run poker rooms. I'm going to give them the secret information. But so I'm going to give you guys a chance. If you know somebody who runs a poker room, I'm going to give you a chance to have them watch. But this isn't just good for them. This is good for everybody in poker. It's not going to be as boring as you think it's going to be when I talk about the intricacies of poker promotions and how poker promotions are basically the key to everything. It's not going to be as boring as you think it is because you're going to learn something about how gambling works in general. about gambling and gamblers. But I just don't have the energy to get into it right now. It requires a whole build up. It requires me explaining why the promotions right now are stupid and don't work. It requires me explaining how people who are considered themselves poker pros or people who want to be poker pros have destroyed poker. It has to do with how people who think that they're good at poker are actually fucking super stupid because they might be good at poker, but they're really bad at gambling. It's about the gambler's mindset, and it's about creating an atmosphere where people come to fucking gamble. And it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. So I'm going to wait until next week, and then I am going to give the secret information. Who else we got here? Increased playability and chat amount, willingness to lower rake. No, it has nothing to do with lowering rake. Nothing to do with lowering rake. You could fucking raise the rake if you want to. This is the thing. It has nothing to do with boobs. Has nothing to do with free drinks. Has nothing to do with lowering rake. None of this matters. Boobs, free drinks, none of that matters. None of that. None of that. It's like, see, this is why. This is what dumb people think. Oh, you lower the rake. No, this is the exact opposite. The exact fucking opposite. And I'm not saying you raise the rake either. I'm just saying that, like, the person who would consider these promotions of, like, lowering rake or giving players money or cash back, these are people who don't fucking understand gambling at all. They don't understand anything about how it works, and it's why the games get worse and worse and the rooms get worse and worse. No, more rake isn't better, Nick Vertucci. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is rake deals make no fucking difference for making a casino poker room operate well or be busy. Rake deals make no fucking difference. Lowering the rake to 0 would not make the room more busy. Doubling the rake would not make the room more busy. Doubling the rake would make the games a lot better because then you'd have games in the casino that were more like private games. But you would end up losing all of the wannabe professional poker players and old man coffees and your nit contingent. You'd lose the nit contingent. You want to keep the nit contingent around. The nit contingent is also important to the poker ecosystem. The nit contingent is very important to the poker ecosystem. The old man coffees are very important to the poker ecosystem. The people who you don't want around are the fucking Euro grinders. You don't want anybody from out of town around. But there's not much you can do about that unless fucking Trump would do his fucking job, scumbag criminal, piece of shit. Make poker rooms have bad on purpose to drive gamblers more profitable. Well, yeah. You don't make the poker room bad, but you make gambling fun. You guys, I mean, nobody really knows what I'm talking about. This is a secret information. I'm gonna wait till next week for the secret information because this is information that is gonna require me I'm gonna have to get all ramped up. Okay, we got a call. Let me take one more call here. 248, you're on Pokersesh.
Hey, what's up? I was in the chat.
Hey, what's up?
I just discovered your podcast on Crush Live Poker like literally yesterday. I was listening to a bunch of your stuff. It's really good.
You were listening to stuff I did, what, 20 years ago, 15 years ago? How long ago? That's like I was like a kid back then. People are still listening to that?
I was listening to the Elwood 2 parts about like poker tells. It was great.
Yeah, Zach Elwood actually did some work on Poker Tells that was pretty in-depth and pretty unknown at the time. I mean, a lot of people don't pay close enough attention to some of the things that he figured out because he figured out some pretty fucking good shit, some shit that very, very few people knew. He figured it out himself. Zach Elwood's a hardworking guy, and I believe that his Poker Tales stuff has stood the test of time. It's definitely stood the test of time.
Well, it's just like human psychology doesn't really change so much. Like especially the last one at the end was like if you tell a guy, or if you like if a guy like suggests like say like, oh, I could have this like not like nuts hand, but like the fifth nuts hand or whatever. Like the guy will never like take it out of his range.
Right.
I thought it was like, but I mean I'm just like young guy. I was just curious if you had any advice on being better at making like more positive EV decisions. Just like if you were young, like what kind of advice would you like give yourself?
Well, listen. Do you want to be a gambling professional?
I mean, I trade for like a living. I live in New York City, but like in general, yeah.
So you're already doing like a certain form of gambling.
Yep.
And do you want to quit that job or do you want to keep bringing that money in?
Well, I mean, just like looking for like trying to improve like in general.
Well, I'm going to help you, but I got to sort of like know these things because these things are going to help me give you good advice.
I mean, I want to keep doing what I'm doing, but also like, I mean, I think would be like, I feel like it's not that social, right? And it's like, I used to play like live poker when I was in like college.
Right.
It was like, just like trying to like do more, basically.
So when you play in New York, are you playing in? Are you going to casino games somewhere? Like you're driving someplace, or are you playing in games in the New York area, like underground games?
I mean, I haven't played in a while. I just like started like started feeling the itch to play again.
Right.
Like very recently, and I just like started like. That's why I like, came across like the Crush Live Poker stuff.
Right. How far did?
I don't know if that's like helpful.
No, it's helpful. No, especially if you're listening to my stuff on there, it's definitely helpful. I don't know about all Bart's stuff. So like, how far is it to the nearest poker game for you? You got to go to Atlantic City?
There's like I think the Philly ones are probably the closest. I went to Penn, so I would like play at like Rivers and Lodge, every once in a while. But like I think Philly ones are close. Like Atlantic City, it's like a bus I think that goes there.
So
but there's also like home games in the city as well. Like you can just like kind of pull up.
yeah, the problem with home games is you got to watch that rake because if they're doing like standard home game rake, something like 4 big blinds a hand, there's nothing you can do to win. You can have fun, but you can't win.
Right.
You'll just get ground down by that rake. So, but if you can get invited to a home game like with other trader guys, that's a real home game where nobody's making a living off of the rake. You're just raking enough for drinks and the dealer and food or whatever. You can crush that game, destroy that game. I mean, that would be if you wanted to have a social time where you could make good money, your goal would be to get into a game with other people in your industry that is a real home game, not a private game that where there's a host who's making a living off the rake, but a real home game where nobody's making a living off the rake. The rake is just done to sustain the game. If you can get into a game like that at decent stakes, well, that's basically the holy grail. There's no amount of studying poker. There's no amount of studying how to play ace king preflop. There's no amount of studying how to bet size bluffs on the river that will ever, 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 under any circumstance, make you even a fraction of the amount of money that you'll make getting yourself into real home games with other trader gambler types in New York City.
Right.
So
yes, you were saying about the game selection.
Yeah, so I mean, your goal should be basically every time you meet somebody in your industry, you talk to them a little bit about poker and you try to find out if they play in any poker games. And then to get invited to these home poker games that of other guys who are making a good living as traders in New York City who are playing 5-10 blinds or 10-10 blinds or 10-25 blinds or 25-25 blinds, bigger games where it's not a lot of money to them. They're there to gamble and have fun. But you want to go to ones that are not hosted. You want to go to games that are run by the players. If you go to a hosted game, then the host is going to be taking away all the profit out of the game. But if you go to a game that's run by the players and everybody's like, okay, we're going to order steaks from Peter Luger's and we're going to order 4 bottles of fucking Dom Perignon and we're going to rake, 2 big blinds a hand until we have enough to cover that, then that's fine. That's 100% fine. You'll crush that game. You'll destroy that game. But if you're in a game, or even better, they just want to get pizza, like, hey, we're going to go order pizzas from Grimaldi's or whatever, and we're going to fucking this and that. We're going to get a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue, and we're going to take that out of everybody's going to chop it up or whatever. If you're in a game where you're just chopping up the food and drinks, and it's being played for decent stakes, you're going to have fun and you're going to make a lot of money in that game. But you want to stay away from a game that has a host. And you see, like, this, what I'm telling you right now, is so much more important, 1,000 times more important than being good at poker. What I'm telling you right now. This is the part that they don't tell you, that poker coaches don't tell you, because it doesn't make them any money. The part that poker coaches don't tell you is getting into these games is 1,000,000 times more important than being good at poker. Getting into these games is where you can make money and, more importantly, have fun while you're making money is going to make your life better. It's going to make your life better. Sitting and studying push-fold charts and fucking bot maneuvers and whatever, game theory, optimal strategy, saddle point, bluffing frequency, sitting and studying that stuff so that you can go and play in a shitty poker game and grind out an hourly is A, not going to make you shit for money, and B, it's going to make your life miserable. Miserable, because it's just another cubicle job. I'm going to tell...
Right.
So, like, what I'm telling you is take the time to talk to people and meet people who are playing in home poker games in New York City, Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten, wherever it is. Because this is where, if you get into these groups of people, you're going to go to these private games that are held at their nice house or in the guest house of their nice house or in their great apartment. You're going to go to these games and you're going to play for decent stakes and you're going to eat good food and have good drinks and you're going to make a lot of money and have fun. Have fun. And you only get to live once, so have fun. Now, there's one...
I mean, that's the most important, I think, was more like the social...
Yes.
And obviously making as well, but...
There's one more thing I gotta tell you about this. No matter what the stakes are, if you can even afford one buy-in, you go. Okay? So, you're at your trader job or whatever. In comes another trader, Italian guy, lives in Staten. Hey, ho, ho, ho. Hey, what's going on? Hey. Oh, I just shorted Netflix. Oh, I shorted Netflix. Oh, and then I did this, and then I did that. Hickory, and then you say, hey, you're a pretty cool guy, man. That's a cool watch you got there. What is it? It's the size of a dinner plate. That's a really cool watch you got there. I love those shirts with the blue shirt but the collar is white. I love those shirts. Oh, you live in Staten. Oh, I love Staten. What do you like to do for fun? I like to do this. I like to do that. I like to play some poker. Hey, we got a poker game out in Staten. The blinds are $25.50. And minimum buy-in's $5,000. I don't care if you only have $5,000. Your answer is yes. Your answer is just fucking yes. Okay. If you go bust on your first buy-in, who fucking cares? This is this is how you do it. Like, this is the way you do it. Once you get there, if there's you see your friend, hey, whatever his name is, whatever, Tony Baloney. Hey, Tony, hey, how did that short on Netflix go? Oh yeah, it went great. Elon Musk came out and said they're a bunch of pedophiles. I made a fortune. Am I accurately describing being a trader in New York City? No, obviously I'm fucking. But anyway, you get out to the house, and if there's a host, maybe you just take it easy. You hang out, you play tight. You see how much they're raking, this and that. But if you get out there and Tony Baloney is just running the game with his other dipshit friends from Staten, and you guys are fucking all chipping in $100 each to buy a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue and some pizzas from the fucking local pie shop, you literally use all of your extra money to play in that game because you found a gold mine. And
that's just super plus EV.
yes, and you don't say to yourself like, my entire bankroll is $5,000. This is bad bankroll management. No, that is not what you say to yourself. You say to yourself, I'm going to do whatever it takes to never get uninvited from this game. And every single time I make an extra $5,000, my first call is to Tony Baloney. Okay? And this is how you're going to get in the circuit of games where you can actually make money. Not in the circuit of grindy fucking bullshit where you can't really make any money. And to make real money, you have to spend all your time learning how to play poker. Learning how to play poker is fucking boring and lame and stupid. It's annoying as fuck. Learning how to get into good games is fun. It's social. So always spend the majority of your time learning how to get into good games and the minority of your time learning how to play poker. Because if you get into good games, the poker playing will take care of itself. But if you're in bad games, you're going to spend the next 10,000 hours fucking on a fucking GTO, looking at GTO charts and saddle point bluffing frequencies and fucking bet sizing fucking, and you do this 20% of the time and this, and balancing strategies, and just shit that just sucks your life away. It's just shit that's just going to suck your life away. But if you're fucking hanging out at Tony Baloney's house and you're fucking talking about, oh, what are you shorting next week? Oh, next week I'm going to throw in a short on the fucking the Trump coin or whatever. Some bullshit. If you're at Tony Baloney's house in Staten Island, you don't got to spend shit for time looking at fucking GTO fucking strategy charts. Tony Baloney's just going to hand you his money. And you're going to get to have a Johnny Walker Blue, and you're going to have a little fun, too. So, this is what I'm telling you.
Got it. Makes a lot of sense. I remember, like, what you were saying, like, if everyone's playing, like, 100% of hands, like, you don't need to play, like, with the chart, you just, like, play 70% of hands or 80% of hands or whatever. And you're still going to, like, do better because it's all just relative game.
Exactly. It's like Nick Vertucci's in the chat right here. If Nick Vertucci is a fucking, if any guy with a fucking more hair on their knuckles than there's on their head, if any guy with a fucking gold chain is coming to me and say, hey, any guy whose last name is a fucking vowel is coming to me, and they're like, hey, hickory dickory dock, ho, we got a fucking poker game at my house in Staten, there's no amount of studying fucking push-fold charts that will ever be worth getting an invite to the guy who has a poker game, the hairy-chested guy with the poker game in Staten. Nothing will ever come close to it. So I could give you a bunch of poker advice on how to play hands, and I would if you needed it. But what I'm trying to impress upon you right now is getting into the fucking good games is far, 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 far more important than being good at poker. Because poker is just a vehicle to separate people from their money. It's not something that you're supposed to spend time learning. It's not. You're supposed to spend time separating the people from their money. And people who are bad at gambling, the same fucking guy Tony Baloney goes to fucking Las Vegas, man. Oh, we're in Las Vegas. Oh, oh. Hey, what do I got? I got a 16. What do I do on a 16? The dealer's got a 4 up. I'm standing. Oh, well, the dealer's got a 10 up. I'm standing. I got a 17. The dealer, I'm hitting. They don't fucking know what they're doing. They're gambling. They're just gambling. If you go to that guy's house to play poker, you don't need to know jack shit. You just need to be better than him, you know? It's very easy. It's a very easy game if you get invited to good games. So if you spend a certain amount of time trying to get invited to good games and you can't get invited to good games, you can call me back and we can talk about poker strategy. But until that time, the number one strategy you should work on is being a social person who talks to everybody you meet and then somehow works playing poker into the conversation and finds out if there's a game that they go to. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Awesome. Thanks for the advice, Dave. I see your point.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Call in anytime.
All right, cool. Good night.
Right. There goes 248, New York City. All right. So anyway, that was a good call. See, it's not that. I'm not going to bite. I'm not going to bite you. You can call in. I'm not going to bite you. Like some people call in and then they hang up. And they say they're going to call in. They don't call in. Anyway, I think we've done enough show tonight. I'm going to give you guys a secret. I'm going to give poker room managers and the general poker population, I'm going to give you guys the secret information on how to make poker. People say, "Oh, you know, how do you make poker great again? You need to bring women into poker." Fuck that. You need to be nice. You need to do this. You need to do that. You know, what if a woman won the main event? There'd be another poker boom. If a minority won the main event, there'd be another poker boom. No, that's all bullshit. Nobody could. No, it doesn't fucking matter. There's no fucking poker boom coming. You can only play at one table at a time in live poker. Okay? You can only play at one table at a time. You don't need a poker boom. You just need one good table that you have a seat at. You understand that? Like, can I impress this upon you? If there's 1 million tables running in the United States and you're at a bad table, there might as well be 0. But if there's only one table in the entire United States and you're at it, it's a poker boom. You're having a personal poker boom because that's the only table you can play at. So I'm going to give information to make the games good, not to make there be more bad games. Almost all the information in the poker world today is to create more bad games. No one needs more bad games. What you need is good games. And it doesn't matter how many there are as long as you have a seat. So let's just leave it at that. Now I'm going to play some music. I'm not allowed to play. I got in trouble. I got to play stuff that's in the public domain. So we're going to spend our time listening to a little Beethoven because I can only play things in the public domain. So no more Metallica, no more Megadeth, no more Anthrax, no more Lee Scratch Perry, no more punk rock, no more Black Flag, no more British New Wave, no more Gen X, no more. All that shit's out. I can only play classical music in the public domain. So until next week, here we go. Pokersesh, brought to you by Stanley Kubrick. Ode to Joy coming at you. 54 degrees, 7:46 in the p.m. Little ode to joy to get you to work this evening. Pokersesh, bringing you the greatest public domain hits every Wednesday at 6 p.m. All right. That's enough. That was a damn good song, though. See y'all guys next Wednesday, 6 p.m. sharp. Call in. Don't be a pussy.